The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
It's a Neverland Clubhouse, yeah. Think of all that we will share. Disney updates and fandom will take you everywhere. It's Courtney and Kelly, two sisters that will be together. Oh, join our Neverland Clubhouse, yeah. Two is twice as nice as one. Memories of friends and family, everybody is welcome. It's Courtney and Kelly, two sisters guiding you through Disney. Together, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 5th episode of the Neverland Clubhouse. This is the Disney podcast where we will go to different parklands to share Disney stories, news, and what's going on with Disney Plus. We are your tour guides through Disney fandom. I'm Kelly, and this is my sister Courtney.
Hi, everyone. Now, in every episode of Neverland Clubhouse, we'll go to a different land to discuss a new topic.
Yes. In this episode, we will head to Adventureland as we share our experience with the opening day of the all-new Star Wars Trading Post, as well as our first time back on Buena Vista Street since the parks shut down last year. Then we will head to Buena Vista Street and discuss a little bit of history of Disney's California Adventure, and then meet up with our good friends Jasmine Caballeros and Tyler Mead to recount our memories of California Adventure in honor of the 20th anniversary of the park opening.
Sounds like we are in for a lot of fun today. So let's hop on the red trolley streetcar and head into the parks, where our first stop will be Adventureland. On February 19th, we went to Downtown Disney to check out the new Star Wars Trading Post, as well as check out Buena Vista Street, which is the main street in California Adventure. So let's run down our exciting day.
Yes, it's been so long. I cried when I walked in.
I was a little bit misty-eyed too.
Oh my gosh, just seeing the red car trolley in the front. Oh, I want to go back so bad.
Yeah. And so we got down there about 9:50 a.m. so that we could be there right as Downtown Disney was opening. And we got through security a little bit after 10 a.m.
There was no problems with security. Walked right in, checked our bags, everything. Got right on into Downtown Disney.
Yep. And we went straight to the Star Wars Trading Post, which there was already a line.
Yeah. And a virtual queue.
Yeah, they had us go and scan a QR code. And when I put our information in my phone, there was already 97 people in front of us at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. It was crazy, but it was all good and fun because we did eventually get in there. It was done differently than the other virtual queues because cast members had been taking our phone numbers and doing it for us, but this time I had to do it myself.
Yeah, it took you to like a little website and you put in your name and the party size, right?
Yeah, and I could keep track of it the entire time. Like it kept counting down how many parties were in front of us. So I could keep going back to it. It wasn't just like a one-time thing, even though they did send a text message to my phone as well.
It was so fun. I love seeing the Rainforest Cafe transformed into the Trading Post, and we took some pictures outside there right before there was too many people out in front of it. And that was really fun.
Yeah, there was a Rey's speeder from The Force Awakens was right outside the Trading Post. And then outside of it still looks like Rainforest Cafe, but it now looks like a temple that they've turned into a resistance base. And they've got leaves all over it and nets so that it looks different than it was.
Right. So after we got our place in line for the virtual queue, we slowly made our way downtown Disney, and we looked around.
We looked at all the new stuff that they had. We went into the dress shop, World of Disney. We stopped in Starbucks.
Gotta have that coffee.
Yes. the coffee was definitely needed. And then when we finally got to the gates of California Adventure, we went into the Buena Vista Street, and there was the red trolley, so we had to stop and take a picture.
And then we did that picture.
Yes. And then we went down to the Storytellers statue where Walt and Mickey are, and there was no line, there was nobody there, so you could just walk up and take a picture with Walt and Mickey too.
Yeah, first time I hadn't seen a line in front of that statue.
I know, right?
Usually there's a line with the PhotoPass person.
But this time it looked like nobody was stopping and taking pictures with the statue, although when you go online, everybody has a picture with the statue.
Yeah. But the really cool thing is they have a photo op for WandaVision right now.
I know. I loved it so much. We maybe waited 10 minutes.
Not even.
Due to like social distancing. It really wasn't very busy when we went. But they have a little couch, and it looks like the inside of the 1950s version of Wanda's house. And you could just you take your phone and place it on the TV stand, and it gives you a perfectly placed picture, because you can't give your phone to the cast members. This time there was a cast member watching the line, but they couldn't take your phone to take your picture. So you had to set it on a timer, which I think is the first time in Disneyland I've ever used the self timer for a picture.
Courtney couldn't find the self timer on the phone
at first, but I found it. We got one. They let you take as many as you want, but we didn't want to hold up the line too long, so we only took one picture. Although I wish I would have gotten at least one more, because I don't think our picture has the little like red wavy lines on the outside of it. It does?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the picture I put out there is cropped.
Okay. Oh, okay. Great. And so I was like, oh no, did I do it wrong?
We'll put out the original picture as well.
So that was fun. And then they had, while you were going through the line, through where Mickey's PhilharMagic is, they have the like posters for WandaVision all throughout with all the different characters. So there's a Catherine Hahn one, there's like Tiana Paris and Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen, and one with them together. So it takes you down the journey of WandaVision as well, with the characters, with the TVs all in it too. So they definitely used the space to their advantage.
Yes, it's very fun. I hope they bring more of those kind of photo ops into the park.
Yeah, like I'm thinking that once Taste of Disney happens, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier one will be there, because it'll premiere the same time that week too.
I hope so, and it'll probably only be there for a few weeks, because we're only getting 6 episodes of that.
Oh, bummer. I like this 9-episode thing with WandaVision, so
it's nice. But there is like a little shop next to the WandaVision photo op that has all of the Marvel stuff. It has just kind of a few little pop-up stands with shirts and little backpacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had the one that you can see on Shop Disney. It's the green and yellow Vision shirt. I was looking for anything with Wanda on it, and they didn't really have anything with Wanda, but they definitely had Vision shirt on there.
Oh, yeah, nothing with Wanda on it or WandaVision. The only thing we saw was that Vision shirt.
They did have the Funko Pops, though. They had the Funko Pops, the 50s ones there.
Definitely. And because we just haven't been to Buena Vista Street in a long time since it's shut down, we went to all the stores.
Yes. We went to Off the Page. We went to the Premier Backlot store. Premier Backlot had all of the 20th anniversary of California Adventure merchandise. So
I wish we got some t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yes. I got the long sleeve hooded one with the 20 years on it.
And I got a shirt that says that has Mickey and a pocket that has 20th anniversary on it, and then all of the different lands on the back of the shirt, the icons on the back.
Yeah, so cute. I do love the 20th anniversary line. It's really cute. I love the blue. The blue is really nice.
Yeah. So we were on Buena Vista Street, kind of just killing time because it took us 4 hours to go back to the Star Wars Trading Post.
Yes, like we said, we got that virtual time at 10 a.m. in the morning. We did not get called back until 1 p.m.
Yeah. So as soon as we got that text, we headed back to the Star Wars Trading Post, and we got in line. And in there, we waited about maybe 10 more minutes. You could go to ESPN Zone and buy the Batuan Spira and use that as a gift card in the Trading Post. And it cost $104.99, $100 to put on the gift card, and $4.99 to activate it.
Yes. And I believe it's silver this time instead of gold.
It's gold, yeah. And so once we got in there, we went live on Instagram and showed everybody.
Yeah, that was so fun.
I know. That was our first live on Instagram, and we had so much fun showing everybody what was inside the Trading Post. I do have to say that the Imagineers did a fantastic job making it look like a resistance base in the jungle. I'm just a little bit disappointed that it only took into account the gift shop area. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be.
Yes, it didn't utilize the whole entire restaurant that was Rainforest Cafe. It kind of stops at where the fish tank was.
Yeah. For my memory, that's where I think the fish tank was. It kind of goes back deeper where the gift shop was. But as far as the rest of the restaurant, I believe they probably converted it to warehouse storage. Is what it's looking like to me. Right, Cal?
Yes. But it was a very cool store. And there were some new merchandise items that we hadn't seen before, like the sipper.
The frog patty sipper. Or patty frog sipper. But yeah, we bought that for a friend.
Yes. And there was lots of the child merch.
Yeah. But they didn't call it Grogu. They call it the child and the kid.
Haven't seen a single piece of Star Wars merchandise with Grogu on it.
Yeah. And then they started calling him the kid. Like one of those streetwear ones. It says the kid, not the child. Like who has ever called it the kid?
I don't know.
Not me.
But we'll stay with the child for now, or Baby Yoda.
Yeah. I got a really nice brown shirt that says Force Wielder on it. It's got some cool, like, I think a lightsaber down the back of it and some other symbols on the back of the shirt. So I really like that one. So I got that. And then Kelly got the sipper for our friend. And that's all that we got in the Star Wars Trading Post. We mostly went in there and was like, the goal was to film it for you guys. So if you guys want to go and see that, it's an IGTV on our Instagram at Neverland Clubhouse Pod.
Yes. So then after that, we were hungry.
Yeah.
Again.
All that walking around made us hungry.
Yes. So we went to our Old Faithful Smoke Jumpers. And we got the chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah, we got the same thing. We ate the same thing.
Yeah. But we love that place.
We did get the 65th anniversary tumblers too.
Oh, yes. You could get the 65th anniversary tumblers with your drink when you mobile ordered. Instead of just getting a regular Diet Coke, you could ask for it in your souvenir cup. And we did get them from the mobile order. So we did mobile order. It was super easy. I mobile ordered from the phone. You pick out what you want, you add it to your cart, you pay for it, and you say, I'm here. And then they make it for you and you pick it up. And it's super easy and very COVID safe. We did a little bit more shopping after that.
That's right, we did.
You went and got that 65th anniversary Walt t-shirt.
Yeah, it has Walt Disney on it, and then it says Disneyland on it as well, and it's like him from like opening day, and it's in the cutout of the castle, and then it says pass holder on the back. So I was like, I really wanted that. I think it was originally in the 65th anniversary merchandise event, like earlier in the year, like around June, but I didn't get it then, but they had it in Kingswell shop.
And we brought home some treats, of course, because we went to Trolley Treats, and we brought home some white chocolate covered strawberries, a snickerdoodle cookie,
churro
toffee, which our mother ate and we did not get a piece of.
I know.
At all.
We didn't even get it. We were like, we went to go find it. We're like, where did it go? And she's like, I ate it. And I was like, I didn't get any bite.
Okay. And we also got some strawberry shortcake tiger tails.
Oh, tiger tails, yeah.
Those were good. Those were like marshmallow and caramel, and they were covered with like the strawberry crumbles that are on the one ice cream that I love.
Right. Yeah. And I had never seen
was
this
really good.
before. I'd never seen this
No.
before.
Maybe they were like a Valentine's Day treat. I don't know.
But they were good.
They definitely had a lot of good treats and really good treats. And if we ever do try that churro toffee, we will let you know if it was good or not.
Well, the intent was there. And so we did wrap up everything at 3:30, and then we went home. So we had a good day. You can spend about 5 hours just walking around and doing Downtown Disney.
I did realize that I do need to get my Disneyland legs back because I was kind of sore after walking around for 5 hours, California Adventure, back and forth, and Downtown Disney.
We also got to see the very tippy top of Avengers Campus.
Oh, yes. We did get to talk to one of the cast members there, and she kind of may have mentioned that she got a little lost in Avengers Campus one day and has seen maybe a little bit of it and says that it looks amazing.
Everything they promised we're going to get, she says.
That's what she said. Hopefully, and it does look really cool from what you can see behind the trees.
But that was our day at Disney's California Adventure, Buena Vista Street, Downtown Disney.
This just makes me so excited for everything to open up and be back to normal. And a taste of Disney is coming up too for California Adventure, kind of like a mini food and wine festival. And I can't wait for that.
I know, we're going to try and go.
We are. We're definitely going to try and go. Now let's head over to the Neverland Clubhouse's Buena Vista Street as we run down the timeline of Disney's California Adventure to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the park.
So we want to say a happy 20th anniversary to Disney's California Adventure Park. We got to have the privilege of being there in the opening summer in 2001, which we will talk about more in our discussion with our friends Jasmine and Tyler. But right now, I wanted to give you a little bit backstory on how California Adventure was like when it first opened. It opened on February 8th in 2001. It did only have 4 lands, which were divided into Sunshine Plaza, Golden State, Paradise Pier, and the Hollywood Pictures backlot. And then the Golden State was split into 6 mini lands. So it had Grizzly Peak Recreation Area, Bountiful Valley Farm, the Pacific Wharf, Condor Flats, and the Bay Area, as well as the Golden Vine Winery.
There wasn't a whole lot of Disney in Disney's California Adventure.
No, it was
all California.
It's basically a big postcard dedicated to California. So the park has gone through many changes since it first opened. So after the first year, they decided we need some Disney characters. So they put in 2002, they put in a Bugs Land. And then the entertainment offerings were changed out quite often. They opened the park with a show in the Hyperion Theater called Steps in Time. And then they had the Power of Blast, which was, from what I could tell, is different musical, going through the history of music in California. They didn't have a whole lot of information about it, but it did say that there was like brass instruments and stuff like that. So it was different musical acts. And then they brought in the Aladdin musical, which is one that's close to my heart. I love
and
Aladdin.
One of our favorites.
Yes. And then after that, they did the Frozen musical.
That was shut down at the time of
COVID, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so in 2004, we get the Tower of Terror that's added to the Hollywood Pictures backlot. In 2000,
I love that.
I know. Best ride there.
So much.
In 2005, we get the Superstar Limo closing and Monsters, Inc. opens up. And they do a big grand opening in 2006. But it does open in, it starts to appear in, December of 2005. But then we get a grand open in January of 2006. And in 2011, Ariel's Undersea Adventure opens along with Star Tours. And then in 2012, we get Cars Land. So we get the whole new land in 2012, as well as they open Buena Vista Street and the way that it looks like today.
Yeah, and everything changes from like Burbank and Bakersfield to
Kingswell Camera and Katz and Sons. So we get more of a 1928 vibe instead of a postcard.
Yeah.
2015, we get Pixar Pier. So we get an overlay of the back of Paradise Pier, becomes Pixar Pier. And then in 2017, Guardians of the Galaxy appears instead of Hollywood Tower of Terror. And then in 2021, we will get Avengers Campus.
So to celebrate 20 years, we asked our friends Jasmine Caballeros and Tyler Mead to come on the show and share their favorite memories and everything California Adventure. So let's get into that discussion now.
All right. So today we are going to be celebrating the 20th anniversary of California Adventure. It originally opened on February 8th of 2001. And since this is our February podcast, we thought we would celebrate by asking our two friends, Jasmine Caballeros and Tyler Mead, onto the show. Welcome, guys. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. We're excited to be on the podcast.
Awesome.
Welcome.
We are so excited to have you.
We appreciate being here on the podcast. And hopefully we can give you some of our favorite things about the park. Because it's been 20 years since it opened, so it's exciting.
We asked them on because we mostly visit DCA with them. We're going to start with a question. When was the first time you went to DCA? Let's start with Jasmine. When was the first time you went to Disney's California Adventure?
If memory serves, I think the first time I went was back in 2007. I was roughly, I believe, 13 years old. Aging myself. Around that time, for every birthday, we always had a weekend trip with my parents and a friend. And we would always do Disneyland on Saturday and then DCA on Sunday. And I recall going to DCA and watching the electrical parade because I remember watching the electrical parade at DCA first, then at Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And Tyler here doesn't recall, but I do. And he's like, I don't think it was. Yeah, it was. But yeah, that was the time that I remember going and remembering everything at DCA. I also remember not wanting to ride a lot of the rides because I was kind of scared to get on the bigger rides like California Screamin', Maliboomer, Tower of Terror. So I was mostly doing a lot of the smaller rides. And so for me, at the beginning, I thought DCA was kind of boring because there wasn't much to do. But now as I've gotten older and get on the bigger rides, I enjoyed a lot more than when I was younger. But definitely now it's so much fun. There's a lot more things to do. I'm still yet discovering little things or places that I have never been or eaten. And so it's really fun.
Did you go on one of those rides that doesn't exist anymore? Like,
Well, I did go on Maliboomer eventually when it was still there. I was kind of disappointed though, because it was just, we're building up to go to the top and then you drop down and then that was it. I mean, waiting for a long time for the ride and then that was it. It was such the biggest letdown ever. But that currently is no longer there. And so kind of glad it's not there anymore because I would be so disappointed and definitely would not be riding that anymore. But I never went
I would have made you go on it.
Right? I never went on or recall Superstar Limo, I think it was called. I've never been on it. I never heard of it until later on. But I don't even know if it was still there when I went. For me, it's always been Monsters, Inc. So
Yeah, Monsters Inc. First was there in 2005. So
Yeah.
Superstar Limo only was up until 2005.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely never rode it then because I don't recall about it. And the only thing that's not there anymore is it's a Bug's Land, which I recall riding all those little rides when I was younger. And I love the little bumper cars because it was fun and Heimlichs. So it's like, I miss those. But I definitely enjoyed those when I was younger.
All right. We never got to go on. We never really did those rides.
No. And Tyler, what was your first visit to DCA?
So my first visit was, I believe, 2004. I was 12 years old. It was a rainy day. And it was so much fun running around in the rain. The park was dead empty. Just one of my favorite memories was getting to ride California Screamin' just over and over and over and over again.
I'm surprised they had that running in the rain.
I was about to say.
It hurt so bad, but it was so much fun.
Oh, good.
It was back in the days when it didn't matter.
Right?
Nowadays, oh my God, I got a piece of bird poop in my face. I'm going to sue you guys. I mean, nowadays, there's always an excuse for something.
Yeah.
So, Tyler, you rode rides that are no longer there, right?
The only one I can think of is the Maliboomer. And then everything else has just kind of been rebranded.
Kelly?
Well,
we have the same one. So.
But we went back and forth on this. Is that was it the summer of 2001 or the summer of 2002?
I believe it was the summer of 2001. So I was it was the summer after my 9th grade year of high school. I had to go to summer school for the first time to redo my math class. And I know, me and math do not.
Our aunt is a math teacher, so that wasn't going to fly.
So me and math not getting along was not good. But so this was the first time I had to go to summer school to redo a math class. And my aunt was teaching summer school. And so since I had to go to summer school, Kelly had to go to summer school to get ahead. She didn't have to retake anything. And so my aunt made a pact with us that if we go to summer school, like on the weekends, we would do something fun every weekend. So that's like when we went to Universal Studios for the first time. We went to the Getty, the La Brea Tire Pit.
Something every weekend.
Yeah. And one of those weekends was California Adventure, because we hadn't been there yet. And it had just opened in February of that year. So it was the summer. And yeah, we were one of the lucky ones to experience Superstar Limo.
Hey, aren't you Hollywood's newest superstar? Please be sure to keep your arms, legs, and egos inside the limo at all times.
We were at the age where, like, it was
fun.
pretty fun to go on it, or at least I thought it was fun. Yes, the characters looked like wax. They were wax figures of celebrities, and
they were cardboard cutouts of the wax figures of the celebrities. So they looked like the wax figures. You want to preface this though with we do know that California Adventure needed a lot of work when it opened.
Yes,
it was California themed, and it didn't have a lot of Disney in it. No. Actually, almost none. You couldn't find the characters. You couldn't find the Disney licensing really anywhere.
Nothing. This is why I was saying, like, I recall, like, going and I was just, like, so bored. Like, This doesn't feel Disney. Like, what's up with this? But like they said, this park was just made just to be made and throwing random stuff at it. Like,
yeah, so it needed some work, but the monorail going through the California Adventure was so cool. And I remember standing at the entrance. And when you stand at the entrance, you can either go left and go to Disneyland, or you can go right and go to DCA. And I remember those letters.
I know. I miss those letters.
And how cool that was. And the ice cream shop was Burbank, and
The bakery was Bakersfield.
Yeah, the bakery was Bakersfield, and just places we knew, places we've been to. So it was familiar, but not a whole lot of Disney. So we ended up spending the whole day there because it was, I think, before Park Hopper, or we just wanted to spend the whole day there before.
It was our first time there, so we wanted to experience the whole park. We did go on California Screamin', and I remember we did like rides multiple times because there wasn't a whole lot to do. We did eat at Taste Pilot's Grill. So where Smoke Jumpers is, it used to be called Taste Pilots. So we did eat there, and I remember not being impressed with the burger.
The food was not great.
Yeah.
It still kind of is still a quick service. What do we expect?
But I remember Smoke Jumpers being better than Taste Pilot.
Oh, it's definitely better. But my most memory that I remember being totally astonished was Soarin'. Soarin' was amazing. I thought that the ride was so well done. It did keep breaking down, though.
Yeah. I think that's why we had to wait so long.
Yeah, the thought was there. And Soaring Over California, I like the original. Soaring Over the World it's there.
Okay.
I like the original.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think Over the World, it's still pretty cool, but nothing beats the original.
Right. And I remember it being a park where we definitely had to get over our fear of thrill rides because we really wanted to ride that roller coaster. And prior to that, I had really only rode Revolution at Six Flags maybe a couple times.
Yes.
And I think I hadn't really ridden anything since
with a loop. Yeah, because like all of the roller coasters at Disneyland never had a loop. They were all flat coasters. So this was the first one that had a loop at a Disney park. So
now we definitely
had to
do Maliboomer the first time we went. We did not do that. We only did the Maliboomer later on when we really wanted to do Tower of Terror. And that's another story we're going to get into. But
and then I believe after this trip, we were like, that's mostly a half-day park. It's not really a full day
for a
park.
while, we would when we first got our season passes, we would go to Disneyland, and we would go on a Sunday where it was kind of empty, and we would go and get fast passes for Tower of Terror and roller coaster and maybe Soarin' if we could. But it was only really those three rides that we ever really even had an interest in for a while.
And sometimes the Rapids, the Grizzly River Run.
If it was hot enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's hot.
And sometimes even when it wasn't hot enough.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our next question. What is your favorite attraction at California Adventure and why?
I would say right now, my favorite is Guardians because I love how, yes, we do have 6 tracks, but you still don't know what you're going to get. And every day or every time you ride it, it's always something different. So I do like that because you just never know. But my second will be Soarin' because I do love all the smells and the sights. And I think it was a really awesome attraction when it was soaring over California and smelling all the different smells, and it's just so good.
The orange blossoms.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Guardians right now. Plus the little hidden details that's in the ride. It's awesome. And it's air conditioned for the most part of it, if it's not busy. But I just love the random tracks you go through.
The music
if that makes any sense.
I mean, the soundtrack to Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome.
That too, you can never go wrong with.
The soundtrack too.
80s music.
awesome too. And the drops, you never know how many drops you're gonna get. The surprise element of that and all of that is
it keeps it new every time. And that's
fun.
what I like. Like it's always something different and it's just unexpected and it makes it like more interesting.
And that's why I can't ride it. I did the tower with my claustrophobia because it was the same thing every single time. And so I got used to it. But with the unexpectedness of Guardians, it's just, I can't control the claustrophobia of it anymore. And it makes me sad because it's one of the greatest views. And I really did love the ride. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely miss Tower of Terror because obviously it's a classic. But I do love the new upgrade, so I can't go wrong with it.
We were in the same boat on that.
Yeah, definitely. Tyler, what is your favorite attraction?
My favorite attraction was Soarin' over California. If I have to go with something that's there now, most likely Grizzly River Run. Yeah,
but it was Soarin'.
Yeah, it was unique. It was something that had never been done before. It was thrilling, but it wasn't scary because you were up high and the visuals made you feel like you were there. But
I always just feel a relaxation.
Yeah,
like you just kind of like soar and fly and move with it, and you just kind of like are in awe, and you're like, oh, this is just so good.
Yeah, after the first few times of riding it and getting used to it, it was almost meditative.
Yeah, definitely.
Just going through the sites, living here in California, sites that I grew up with, for the tourists and the guests to be able to see those things that I grew up with was just always so cool.
I love the ending where you end at the top of Disneyland and you got the fireworks in your face.
Yes.
And the hidden Mickey.
I was just gonna say, and all of those hidden Mickeys throughout the whole ride.
That's right.
Also, another good thing about Soarin' is sometimes when you feel tired and then just you get to swing your feet, just swinging them back and forth.
Be
and
off your feet for a little bit.
It feels so good.
And I definitely believe that Soarin', it was like the catalyst for rides like Flight of Passage, what's the new one, Rise of Resistance and stuff like that. Because it was very immersive, putting the audience right there where you can feel it. You can almost touch it. You know, you feel like you can reach out and just grab a
golf ball
or an orange off the orange grove. So I feel
I always tried to grab the golf ball.
The golf ball.
The very first time going on it and seeing that golf ball swinging at your face, you freak out all the time.
You're like, that this was the catalyst for the Flight of Passage and the more intricate rides that we're getting and receiving.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
It always starts somewhere,
right? What's your favorite ride, Courtney?
It's hard to pick between the roller coaster and the Tower of Terror, but like I know that my one goal every time we went to Disney's California Adventure was to ride Tower of Terror. And that was like one of the driving forces to get me over my fear of dropping rides. So because I loved and I know it's based off of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, but I grew up watching the Tower of Terror movie with Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst on The Wonderful World of Disney, which needs to be on Disney Plus. If you're listening, Disney, it needs to be. So I grew up watching that. So when they announced that it was going to be a new ride in California Adventure, I was like, I need to go on this ride. And then they announced it was going to be a drop ride. And I was like, well, I'm scared of these kind of rides. How am I going to get to go in this? Because I want to see what they do with the inside of it. And so one of the times after we became a pass holder because we became pass holders in 2003. We started going on the Maliboomer to get me ready for the inside of the drop rides. I don't know if that was great.
Go backwards because
right. That's what I was just going to say. It's kind of backwards because that's kind of scarier to be on the outside looking, and no covering except for this one shield and it coming over you, over the top of you and locking you in. But yeah, that was the closest ride there before Tower of Terror opened. So I got over my fear by going on the Maliboomer, and then I was able to go on Tower of Terror.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
So that's my favorite ride. What about you, Kelly?
My favorite ride is the roller coaster, besides Guardians of Galaxy and Tower of Terror, because those are obviously up there as well. But we got to talk about the roller coaster because
yes.
It was California Screaming, and now it's Incredicoaster. I love both versions, but it's just like the perfect roller coaster. It's not too scary. It's not too plain. It's got those moments where you go, wee, wee.
It's the perfect starter roller coaster for a child.
It is.
It is. Kind of like Revolution at Six Flags.
Yeah. It's like if you can do Space Mountain over on the other side, then you can do California Screaming and Incredicoaster. Because although Space Mountain is in the dark, you can't see it. It's kind of the same thing. And it does have the loop, but the loop is nice, easy. It just goes one time over. And I love that you go over the boardwalk and kind of see all the people. It feels kind of like a Santa Monica vibe.
Not ready? Too bad. Head back, face forward, and hold on like you mean it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
So I do love the roller coaster. But of course, Tower of Terror is in my heart, as well as Guardians. We always have to do Guardians. But I think those are two must-dos, and I don't think I could choose between the two. Soaring Over California is also a good favorite. And Soaring Over the World is down there too. But the coaster is mine.
It's just so hard to choose. It's just like
it is.
If the question should be, which is the must you have to do every time you go there? It's
Incredicoaster,
Guardians, and Soaring.
That would be Guardians.
Yes.
Or the must you have to do it every time you go.
That would have to be Guardians because I feel like that's what we do. When Guardians first opened, we would go into California Adventure, we would get that fast pass for Guardians, and then we would do whatever else we wanted to do.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I don't think we can move on yet without talking about the Animation Academy.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
I remember when California Adventure was being talked about being open, and they said that they were going to have this animation place in California Adventure. And you live in California, you live in LA, you drive by Burbank every day and you see the big Animation Academy off the freeway, right?
Oh,
well, the animation building, yeah.
The animation building off the freeway. And when I heard about this for California Adventure, I was like, oh, we're going to get like an animation building right in Disneyland, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Animation Academy. I love killing time in there. We still kill time in there all the time.
The best way to cool down in the hot summer.
Yeah. Yes. Bell's Library. And when you could record a song, like
right in Ursula's Grotto. Oh, I loved it.
And then you would act out a scene.
You did acting and singing in there, and then you would do a personality in Belle's Lab.
Yes.
Library.
And, we always had to do our personality test. I've been many, many different people and characters.
Oh, yeah.
All the way from Cruella de Vil to Belle to Tinkerbell to Mrs. Incredible. I think I got Mrs. Incredible more than anything.
I got Jessie. I was Jessie, the cowgirl. Jasmine, who would you get most of the time?
I would get Pocahontas.
Really?
I felt kind of racist that Disney would always choose Pocahontas because I'm almost the same skin tone. But it was always between Pocahontas, Alice, and the Evil Queen.
Oh, I did get the Evil Queen sometimes as well.
Yeah, I got the Evil Queen too. Sometimes if I chose the villain route. Tyler, what would you get? Do you remember any of them that you would get most of the time?
I stopped doing it after I got Stitch. And the moment I got him, it was like, okay, I don't ever have to do it again.
Anything else? Oh, the drawing. You could draw in there and see the little characters move in the little spinning.
Right, in the zero trope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never actually did the drawing thing.
Oh, I never did the drawing thing either. I just kind of did the ones that were already done for you. You spin it and then you got to see it move and stuff like that.
Yep.
I did do one. I drew a ball and I kept doing it in multiple sections, and then when you spin it, the ball looked like it was just bouncing because I knew how to do it because I did take a film kind of drawing class, so we kind of learned a little bit because we were actually learning how to do claymation, and we were going based off Nightmare Before Christmas because that was the most popular one. So we were studying that, and so I kind of had to learn how to draw things page by page. So I kind of knew how to do something like that, but I can't draw actual things to save my life. So the most simplest thing that I did was a ball.
Well, speaking of drawing, they have the Drawing Academy, and you can draw the characters. We've done
I'm scared to go in there because I know I can't draw. So I will just like to go and sit there and watch than actually do it myself because I want to be like, this doesn't look like that.
I actually found myself to draw better when you follow the steps.
Yeah, because I can't draw for anything.
I can't either. But I have drawn an okay Olaf and a okay Tigger, and I think an okay Mickey Mouse. I think we did Mickey Mouse once.
I think one time I did Chip and Dale. Did an okay Chip and Dale.
Oh yeah, Chip. Was it Chip or Dale?
Or maybe one of them. It was one of the two. I don't think it was both of them.
Times to get out of the heat. I like it. It's fun. They are real, people that can draw these characters. So it's really cool to watch them draw.
Well, with all this talk of animation and getting out of the heat, also the best way to do that is to go into restaurants or to get something to eat. So where is our favorite places to eat? Jasmine, you go first.
Favorite place that I recall always eating is at the Fisherman Wharf. Getting our bread bowls. Oh. Unfortunately, I don't do that as often anymore as I'd like, but that was always the spot we would always eat. But for the most part, when we would go and visit, we would always switch over to Disneyland and eat there, or we would always go to Downtown Disney because my parents were bougie like that.
I was just going to say, once it reopens, we should probably make a point to eat at, the wharf because I've never eaten there before.
No, you never had a bread bowl?
No. Well, I always got a bread bowl from French Market, never from DCA.
It's so good because they have a little bit more of a selection than just chowder at Disneyland, and I think beef stew, right?
Chili.
Or chili?
I think it's chili.
Okay. So they have a little bit more of a variety there, and there's always a line, so it's so good. Yeah, and another place we also used to like to get is the King, I think it's Castle hot dog or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hot dog place.
Corn Dog Castle.
Corn Dog Castle.
Yeah, Corn Dog Castle. Yeah.
Yeah, we would always get a corn dog there as a snack.
Yeah, we've gotten a corn dog there a couple of times.
Yeah. It's funny because everybody talks about at Disneyland getting corn dogs at the cart, but I always remember getting corn dogs at DCA. So it was always funny. But yeah, definitely for us, eating at DCA was very rare. Mostly it was eating at Tortilla Joe's or at the Italian restaurant. I think it's Naples.
Yeah, Naples.
So those were the two major ones, or Rainforest, that we would go and eat. Even if we were just visiting Disneyland, it was always a must going to eat at Downtown Disney.
Okay. And Charlie?
So for me, we were a family of 7, and we became pass holders in 2005. And we would literally go every other weekend for, I want to say, a good 5 years. So it was never really a sit-down place. It was always quick service, or it was just the sandwiches we brought. For me, overall, Corn Dog Castle or Award Wiener were a lot of places we'd hit up quite often. The Fisherman's Wharf was more my favorite because of the bread bowls. But if I had to choose now, I would say probably either Lamplight or Carthay.
I was wondering if Carthay was going to come up.
Well, I've never eaten at the actual Carthay. I've always gone to the lounge, and mostly that is just appetizers. So I couldn't really say that, Carthay. But that is a place I do want to go eat eventually.
Me too. I've never actually had the food there, just the lounge food. So, which I know is the same, but it's just appetizers too. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in that same boat.
Me too. I've not eaten there. I've only had the appetizers a couple times.
Yeah, it's very hard to kind of answer this question because we usually go somewhere else other than DCA to eat.
I know.
DCA is just a spot where we like to enjoy, have some snacks, not dinner.
Well,
that's okay too.
Yeah, what's your favorite snack there?
Corn dogs. Even though we don't get it.
That's funny you consider that a snack.
Yeah.
That to me is a snack.
My favorite snack there is from the Cozy Cone. Which one was it?
Isn't it the corn?
Yeah. The Cozy Cone corn
the
is
elote?
so good.
It's the street corn.
Yes.
The caramel popcorn.
Yes, I was going to say that. I was like, they have the best caramel popcorn because it's just buttered popcorn and with caramelized.
The sweet and salty is just so perfect.
I thought Courtney was going to say that's her favorite.
Oh, yeah, that is my favorite snack. Like, we first had that in like 2012 when we did like a 2-day like stay down there. And I was like in love with it. Like, I seek it out now. I'm like, I want the caramelized popcorn because it's just, it's the buttered popcorn caramelized. And
I've never had that type of caramelized popcorn anywhere else.
So you can only get it at the back cart on Paradise, or what used to be Paradise, but now Pixar Pier. It was the back cart in there. They didn't have it in the Buena Vista Street area.
Well, Courtney, what's your favorite place to eat?
Let's see here. I actually really enjoyed the food at Ariel's Grotto before it turned into the Lamplight. I know it was one of the most expensive meals on property because it was a character dining, but I thought that they had the best food.
Well, we ate there twice, and we did eat there once with family, and then we did it.
We went for, actually, I ate there 3 times. I went with family, and then we went with Nicole and Johnny, and then we went. Me and Jasmine went.
Yep, we went.
I think that was our first time going together, like actually going together at the park.
I think so too. Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was.
We made it, and I think that was your first time at Ariel's Grotto, right? Like you had never.
Yeah, it was my first and last time.
I know, because then they changed it over to Lamplight.
Yeah.
I liked that area because you got to meet all the princesses, and there's not a whole lot of places in Disneyland where you can just meet.
Yeah, I think that was the only spot for just the Disney princesses because I don't recall anything. And then after it moved to the
Napa Rose. Yeah,
Napa Rose. There we go.
Yeah,
but I do like Lamp Lounge when you're sitting in that area into that lagoon part. See World of Color. I do like that. That is like it looks like you're not there and it seems like you're at a lake. So it feels like you're not really in a theme park, but I do like that a little addition to that little area.
Yeah, it's really cozy and nice. I like that.
Yes.
I like it. But yeah, they had the best food. I really think the best meal I ever ate at DCA was at Ariel's Grotto. So Kelly, where's?
Well, if we're going by where we eat the most, it's Smoke Jumpers.
Smoke Jumpers, yeah.
Because we tend to eat lunch there a lot. But I actually really enjoyed the food at Wine Country Trattoria the last time we ate there with my birthday and everything. We had the World of Color package. But I really enjoyed that food. It's kind of like a mix between like Italian and just like you feel like you're on a wine country in Tuscany.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're
also
like,
that area is kind of special because I mean when we turned 21, we went with some friends. I went with some friends down there, Nicole and Ashley, and we had our first like wine and all of that. So I enjoy the food there, so that's probably my favorite restaurant, but you cannot do that every time because it is on the more expensive side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why most of the time we eat at Smoke Jumpers.
Yeah, most of the Smoke Jumpers, or we grab a corn dog meal, or we eat at Earl's, or we go to But I really do enjoy the food there.
Yeah.
And that brings us to our next question, which is, what was your favorite show or parade at DCA?
Well, obviously, Mad Tea Party. Hello, everybody.
Just a random question. Are we all unanimous? Are we all the same on this?
Yes. Mad Tea Party. Hello, Mad Tea Posse.
Yes. So Mad Tea Party.
We do have some honorable mentions with Aladdin, but
yeah,
Mad Tea Party.
Yes,
I will say Aladdin is up there too.
Definitely, Aladdin is second or tied for first. Put it this way.
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah.
I was very, very, very sad when Aladdin turned into Frozen.
We
need to talk about Mad Tea Party.
We're all groupies, unfortunately. Well,
yeah.
we were groupies.
We were very hardcore groupies.
Kelly and I would drive down and just go and see Mad Tea Party. And then we would get a fast pass for Tower Terror.
And we would go every time because we already knew which Alice's we liked. And we used to always go see Stephanie and John Flanagan perform together because those two were perfect. So every time they performed, we were there that day.
Ooh, what's that I hear? The clock is ticking, and it's nearly time for the madness to begin. Hold on to your hats and get ready for an incredible journey. A journey through the rabbit hole. Welcome to the Mad Tea Party! Anywhere you want it, the way you need it, anywhere you want it. She loves to laugh, she loves to sing, she does everything. It's the time of night that we like to come together to celebrate. That's right, it's the time of night that we like to call...
Tea time, of course!
Everybody say, what's up, Alice? You know, it wouldn't be tea time without you, Alice, my dear.
Thank you so much.
But I know for a fact there's a very celebration something to talk about this evening. Why don't you tell everybody what that is?
Well, of course. Well, actually, it's a little bit more about what it isn't than what it is.
Which means...
It's my birthday!
Hey!
That's right! Anybody else out there celebrating an birthday with me tonight? You guys? All of you? That's awesome!
I see him! Wow! On behalf of myself, the lovely Alice, and the hottest band in town, we want to wish you all a very merry birthday! Merry birthday to you!
To me!
A very merry birthday to you!
To me!
It's great to drink to someone, and I guess that you will do.
we made friends with a lot of people, and we're still friends with those people, and it's pretty awesome. Very, very expensive trips every time we were at Mad Tea Party, but it was always so much fun. The playlist for every set was always on point.
I was just going to say the music was amazing.
Yeah.
And the singers could sing pretty much the songs really well. The band was funny.
So for the listeners who don't know what Mad Tea Party is, it was a show that was conceived in 2012 to represent the live action Alice in Wonderland by Tim Burton. And Alice and the Mad Hatter were singers of this band. There was the Cheshire Cat on drums, Caterpillar on keyboard, and Dormouse on guitar, and March Hare on bass.
Yes.
So
you are correct.
Yeah, I just remember that. And they were fabulous, and they would play 4 different sets throughout the night. In the summer, every night, and in the winter, it was like just on the weekends, right?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah,
this
Friday,
band
Saturday,
had
Sunday.
such a following. They created a band
outside
full of all the people that play all the characters. These people had a massive following. They packed the House of Blues not once, not twice. I think,
but 3 times, right?
Yeah, and I think they
when it was still at Downtown Disney.
Yeah. So this was a very much a part of our lives
for a long time.
For a long time. Very sad to see it go. We loved Halloween tea, Christmas tea. Christmas tea was it was so good.
Dude, Alice, I want to see if there's anything you want.
I know it snowed.
Diamond tea. Because we also had the diamond for the 60th anniversary.
Right.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I think before it was electronica, right?
It was
right before it. Yes.
Yeah, it was electronica.
So
And
for
a
some
lot of
people, I think will know electronica first, then Mad Tea.
Yeah.
But
I was not a fan of electronica because it was just a DJ. But this one, it was a great show because it had a live band, and then it switched to like dancers, and then it switched to a DJ, and then it switched to like a novelty act, right? Like, remember the Slinky thing?
Yeah, it was like a Who Are You?
They called it the Who Are You, yeah. But it was like a Slinky. And then they had aerialists.
Yeah, the dancers were the cards. Eventually, they had aerialists, which was the Red Queen and the White Queen.
And they had the flamingo stilt walkers as well, too.
But Tweedledee and Tweedledum, before everything opened.
Yes.
I love them. They were hilarious.
They would walk through the crowd that was waiting because people staked out their spots like hours before.
Oh, yeah. We were one of those to get front of the stage all the time.
Hours.
I remember
the little show that they did outside of that little area was so cute too.
Let's see here. Hello, I'm Tweedledum. Oh, you're not dumb. No, my name is Dumb. And my name's Dee. Pleased to meet you.
And then they would dance in the audience and go through the crowd and just make sure everybody was having a good time.
Yeah. I think what made it so popular was it was an actual band, because electronica was just a DJ, and you can tell the difference. There was hardly that many people, but with Mad Tea Party, there was always a lot of people, and I think it was more like because it's an actual band and good singers, and they're always doing something funny. You're never watching the same show the same time, like every day.
No,
It
and
was
then like
always
all the
something
sets
different.
changed. They added songs. They
Yeah,
added choreography. They were.
I know we learned the choreography for
We
those little things for
right.
certain songs.
People were looking at us like we were crazy, but we were not crazy. Well, some of us were. But yeah, fun times.
Oh my god.
That's where we like met back up with you guys too. Is the Mad Tea Party? I'm sure you guys can look them up on YouTube still to these days.
So one of the best channels, if anyone's interested in looking at some of the old videos, is Nick Turchin.
Right, I follow him. Yeah, Nick Turchin.
Yeah, has some of the best video and sound quality of the old shows for Mad Tea, spanning almost back to the beginning. So I'd highly recommend, if you're interested, check him out.
For people who don't know how to spell Turchin, it is Turc, as in cat, Hen.
Yeah.
And that's Nick Turchin.
Yeah.
And
give him a like and subscribe, and lots of good fun Mad Tea Party stuff there.
I'm not sure if there's any new recent videos, but definitely you'll find a lot of Mad Tea videos there.
Yeah. So what was our favorite songs from Mad Tea that they did?
So hard. I
know. You gotta pick one.
I loved Uptown Funk because that was all the most. Everybody would dance and sing and go, woo!
Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. 'Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Saturday night we in the sun. Don't believe me, just watch.
Lyrics changed a little bit to match the theme. March Hare, get the stretch. That's one of them that they would say. I did like Uptown Funk, Separate Ways by Journey. That was another one that I loved. Oh God, what other songs did they do?
I liked Alice's version of Domino. That was amazing always.
Yeah, there was
I liked That's What You Get. That's What You Get from Paramore. That was one of my favorite ones that they did.
Yeah.
Mine was Raise Your Glass by Pink.
Yes, Raise Your Glass.
Yes.
To me, that was the theme song of Mad Tea.
Another show that I like to watch is World of Color. I love World of Color. It just amazes me how water just shoots up so high and it looks so pretty. And I actually got to experience the dessert party that they do. That's a separate.
That's right.
You pay separately. At the time, I think it was $75. I know it went up before the shutdown, and you will reserve a table. Depending on your size of party, if you were a party of 2, you had the chance that you would be seated with another person or another group so they can accommodate everybody. But you obviously had a seating area to watch the show, and you get all these kind of desserts, cheese, and fruit. You can order either soda, wine, beer. So they had all kinds of like yummy goodness. And I definitely, if they bring it back, I definitely want to go back. It was so much fun. You get a great view and you get to enjoy some yummy dessert. I know Kelly
Right.
would enjoy that because
Yes.
there was like a cookie. I believe I think it was like a chocolate cake, if I remember. And they have like little like truffles and stuff like that. Like they had a bunch of stuff and it was so good. To me, it was worth it because I got to sit down and eat.
Yeah.
Eat and drink.
Another honorable mention, of course, we mentioned Aladdin. How sad we were that it turned into Frozen, but Aladdin was a super amazing show, and the genie was funny, so funny.
Yes, he made the show. Genie was amazing.
Yeah, Genie made that show. Genie was cracking jokes. That was headlining news of that week,
right?
Or that
of
month.
Course. Yeah,
it was hilarious. He really made this show.
Hey, thanks, kid. You have no idea what it's like being trapped inside that lamp for the past 10,000 years, 14,565 shows. Hey, Carpet, good to see you. Like your weave. Listen, kid, I've been there a long time, so you've got to be honest with me. Is the dress white and gold or blue and black? Who are you? Oh, sorry. Hello, I am Baymax. Kid, I'm a genie!
I really don't think they could do that show now. So I'm so glad they got to do it when they did it. Because taking in the pop culture references now, I really don't think the show would work. But it was a show that we could see over and over and over again, and it would be different every time, just like the Mad Tea. They rewrote jokes and did things that were update and current all the time.
Always fresh.
Always fresh. So we still had to mention Aladdin because I know we saw it well over
every time.
10
every time.
Almost a must every time too.
Yeah. And also they had a song that Jasmine sang that wasn't in the movie. And it's not in the Broadway show, and it's not anywhere else but the Hyperion Theater version.
Yeah, it was exclusively made for that production.
Yeah.
What other choice do I have? Lucky bird inside a gilded cage, golden words spoke by an ancient sage. Everything you may have in life, still all you hold is dust. Must I yearn forever to be free, free to climb a tree and ponder, free to wander. There's no desire I hold fonder than to be simply me, to be free.
It was such a pretty song.
What is your favorite memory of DCA? It could be at any time and point in time.
Favorite memory? I would say just Mad Tea Party. Those are most of my favorite times going to the park, was going to see the Mad Tea Party. Also doing, just because recently I started doing the Food and Wine Festival, and that's another thing. I was not expecting to eat a bunch of stuff because I'm a picky eater, but I'm slowly becoming a little bit more adventurous. Slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really enjoying a lot of the Food and Wine Festival, or the Festival Holidays that is the Christmas version, because I love tasting all kinds of, or sampling all kinds of food and different beverages that they have. But definitely my favorite memories is always going to Mad Tea Party and hanging out with our favorite people and being groupies.
Tyler?
My favorite memory, back when Austin first got hired, my brother, at Disney. He worked at Trattoria in DCA.
Okay.
And there was a week where he needed a ride down there because our father was sick. And so literally I spent 5 days down there for 8 to 10 hours a day, hanging out at the parks, both parks. But for whatever reason, spent most of my time in California Adventure. walking around by myself, just enjoying the sights. And that's actually the first time I stumbled upon Mad Tea before anybody else had introduced me to it. Whenever I need to charge my phone, I'd go into the animation building because they have outlets all over that building, and just sit in the big hall and just watch through all the different stuff, sitting there charging my phone.
I love that animation building. The animation building is so versatile, right?
It's useful in so many ways.
Yeah. Kelly, what's your favorite memory? Well, my favorite memory, like I was saying, is I celebrated my 30th birthday with Jasmine and Courtney. And Jasmine and my birthday is very close together in March. So we decided to stay a weekend at the Paradise Pier Hotel at club level on the 14th floor, overlooking DCA. When I tell you it was probably the best weekend of my life, it was the best weekend of my life. It was pretty great. Different things, and but one thing we did was when we got there, it was at night because we left after work on like a Friday. And we got there, we ordered some pizza, and we watched World of Color from our window. And music on our TV, and I think it was such a special thing, and it just reminds me of DCA, and the weekend was just incredible, and we spent a lot of time in DCA. But we did the afternoon tea at the Disneyland Hotel that weekend, and we did a meetup with some podcasts, and we went on Jungle Cruise with like 50 people. I think that weekend is just one of my favorite memories at Disney, period. But I just remember it being really special overlooking DCA, and that room was just a once-in-a-lifetime room. Even if you ever book another club level room at Paradise Pier, it's not going to be that view, that same room. Right, because we were like basically overlooking the bay, right? So like we had a really good. When we went into DCA, you could see our room from like just in the middle of California Adventure, and that was just like.
Because we left the light on our room in the current.
Yeah, we did. We did that on purpose. But I think that was just such a special trip. It was just us, and I loved that. But what was your favorite memory, Courtney? My favorite memory actually was just by chance. It was when I was still in high school. So it was a Sunday. We had gone to the parks, and we had gone to Disneyland, and then we did our thing where we like went over to California Adventure just to do a couple of rides. And I think we were on our way to go to the Tower of Terror, and there was a big stage in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard. There was all these people like crowded around the stage, and the Cheetah Girls were on stage because they were filming the Disney Mania 3 like concert for the CD. And video. Yeah. That's so video cool. Concert. Yeah. And we just so happened, and like it happened quite frequently to us that we would just like be there on a day something special was happening. And like one time we went with our cousin, and High School Musical 2 cast was like having their own little parade. So this one was for Disney Mania Volume 3. And I just think that was like so much fun. We stopped and like watched a little bit of it. Like they didn't care who was watching it, like because it was a free concert basically. And that's like one of my favorite memories. Another one is definitely Mad Tea Party and being there, and just like all the food festivals that we've gone to. That's been really fun. Yeah. Let's talk about the future of DCA and what we're looking forward to. Jasmine, you start.
Avengers Campus, of course. Hello. We're all excited, kind of a little sad because Bugs Land is gone. But honestly, I think we needed something new because it was just too much kiddie rides. Honestly, it was too much kiddie rides in that theme park. But I know Disneyland's meant for kiddie rides for adults as well. But those were just way too small for bigger people to fit in there. Yeah, definitely.
But
excited for
besides Avengers
Campus.
Campus, what do you think they should put in there?
And what would you like to see if they haven't already thought of it?
I just want to try the food because I remember they released what foods they were coming out with, and there was like a grilled cheese peanut butter sandwich type of thing, and I really want to try it.
Right?
I'm one of those people that love sweet and savory dishes, and I remember seeing something like that as one of their foods, and I am just excited to eat and try that. But I don't know what else to expect. I mean, I know we're gonna get a lot of the character meet and greets. I'm excited for that Spider-Man ride. It kind of brings a little sad note because of the Mythbuster guy,
Grant Imahara.
Yeah. So it kind of brings a little sadness to it, but definitely will be remembered by that ride. Plus, we've been seeing the progress of it and seeing this weird robot-looking thing flying on its own. So I'm excited to see that. I don't know what to expect. But I know how Disney is and how immersed they are with their details, because Galaxy's Edge, when you go into Galaxy's Edge, you feel like you're not even in Disneyland. So I have a feeling that Avengers Camp is going to have that same kind of vibe and feel. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear like the noises, kind of like how Galaxy Edge has some random like ships flying over and landing and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Tyler, what about you?
I couldn't have said it any better myself. Yeah, Avengers Campus is really the big thing I'm looking forward to, aside from actually getting back to the park.
Right.
We were supposed to have it already, so it kind of feels like it was stolen from us.
Yeah, definitely.
So, especially since I got my pass literally less than 2 months prior to the pandemic, I got my pass back because I took a hiatus for a couple years, and then we had the pandemic, and it's like, well, that was useless.
No.
So
yeah,
I'm still trying to figure
want to
all
get
that out.
What about you, Kel?
Avengers Campus is what we're looking forward to in California Adventure. I really am excited for the second phase of Avengers Campus, though. When we went to the D23 Expo, they were talking about the second phase, and it's kind of like the second phase of Galaxy's Edge with Rise of Resistance. That ride is just like, I can't even imagine what that ride is going to be. So, yeah, I don't know. So I'm don't know where we're going to be when it opens, and if we're going to be in the first phase, second phase, or they're just going to open it all. That second phase is what I'm really looking forward to. The Spider-Man ride, of course. They've teased us a lot with Tom Holland going and doing his parts in the Spider-Man ride, and just being in that world. I can't wait to get immersed in another world. And of course, with WandaVision and all of the Disney Plus shows that are going to hit the MCU, I can't wait to see what they do with it. I mean, with WandaVision, no spoilers, but like, come on, put that into California Adventure. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, Courtney, what are you looking forward to?
Basically everything Avengers Campus wise, with you guys too. I'm absolutely looking forward to the food as well, and the brewery that's going to be in there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then definitely looking forward to the Quinjet ride, which is in phase 2. Who knows? It's been so long. Maybe phase 2 will open with phase 1. Who knows? Probably not. But who's to say? Right? Well, you can hope, right?
I don't think so, because they projected to open in 2021 for phase 1 anyways.
Yeah.
And they already announced that they're still projecting 2021 to open. So I don't think phase 2 will be open. But
yeah,
I don't know. They could have been working this whole entire time. We don't know.
Yeah.
Right? But there is like one thing that I would love to see them do, and I know that they've incorporated all their Pixar characters into the Pixar Pier, but I love them to just amp that up a little bit more. I know that they have done a lot to it, and they've created the rides around it and put in those Disney characters. We now see Disney everywhere we go in California Adventure. So that's great. And we're seeing those characters. Those characters have places. They feel right in the world, but I love to see them amp Pixar Pier up just a little bit more. I don't know what that entails, but I like to be more immersed in that world and feel like it is Pixar.
The neighborhoods that they're intending it to be.
So if they could amp those up a little bit more for me, that would be what I would like to see. Not announced future-wise. Yeah. Is there anything you guys would like to see them do or use or utilize?
Well, you had me thinking right now when you were kind of saying, I think, okay, so we all know where the Wilderness Explorer is, right? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us that don't know where it is or, where exactly it is, but it's right across where Sleep Rapid is. And it's essentially like a little kids' play area. It is really fun, but as an adult, it's not that fun because it's a lot of climbing up rope and stairs, and it just kicks your butt. Not only you walking in a theme park for almost 12 hours and you doing that, it's exhausting. But it's good for kids to get tired, but I think they should get rid of that and put something there.
Right. They have all that space. They could use it for a different ride or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that would be good if they could utilize that space a little bit more as a people filler, because you need to get the people out of the way and into the rides. And if they found something that they could do with that area, they could hold a lot more people in there in the line. And stuff. Courtney, anything you would like to see them utilize more?
No, I mean, I would kind of like to see the revamp of that space. Like, I loved the way that they used it at the Oogie Boogie Bash with the walkthrough, like kind of maze kind of thing. Otherwise, that area doesn't get utilized. It's not a people sucker, you know what I mean? And you're right, it's not that. And so I feel like they could use that space a little better.
Yeah, I definitely loved Oogie Boogie Bash. I think that California Adventure is spaced out better for the amount of people that go to those types of parties. So I think that because when we went to Oogie Boogie Bash, I felt like it was more manageable than when we went to the Mickey's Halloween party over at Disneyland. And they were able to do a lot more with the different areas. So I think they need to maybe do a little bit more of the special parties over there. I know people love to go to Disneyland and love the special events in Disneyland and to be in Disneyland at night. But California Adventure to me always just feels a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more spread out. They've got the Food and Wine Festival going, and hopefully we'll all make it to the March outdoor Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm excited. That's why I'm saying we should go on the last week of March.
Right.
Make another birthday memory.
Well, I think that wraps up this conversation. We want to say happy anniversary, happy 20th anniversary, Disney's California Adventure. Can't wait to see, right? And we can't wait to see what they do in the future. Thanks, guys, for talking with us.
Thank you for having us, and hopefully we can come back again.
Absolutely.
Your invitation is open. Anything you want
Yay.
to
Cool. Well, thank you. It was very fun.
Wow, we still can't believe it's been 20 years since the opening of California Adventure, and we can't wait for the next 20 years.
Oh my gosh, so much to come. But we want to give a great big thanks to Jasmine and Tyler for talking with us today. We also want to give a big shout out and thank you to Rob Dellinger for composing our theme song. To hear more of Rob's work and to see where he will be playing next, please go to his website, alpharhythmkings.com.
We are part of the Skywalking Network, Skynet, where you can also find other great shows like Talking Apes,
Classic Marvel Star Wars comics,
the Max Effects Podcast,
Resilient Squadron podcast,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
and the flagship show, Skywalking Through Neverland.
Sign up for the weekly Skywalking Network newsletter. The sign-up form is available in our show notes. You can check out all the Skywalking Network podcasts and articles at skywalkingthroughneverland.com.
And you can also follow us on social media at Neverland Clubhouse Pod, at CLT8622, at Kelly Turkel on Instagram, at Cuddles25 on Twitter, and Kelly Turkel and Courtney Turkel on Facebook.
You can also find us in the Skywalking Through Neverland Facebook group. Just search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland group, request to join, and then answer the questions that pop up. Do it, or we can't let you in. All right then, second star to the right and straight on till morning. Join us for our next adventure from the Neverland Clubhouse.